Hey guys, Cubehamster here, and welcome to a new video. I have something crazy. Like we did missile wars, or we did missile videos recently, but yeah, I basically got another person that you see here, Alex Hugh, to basically share some of his designs with me via Twitter. And we spent the day like going through all the different designs that he made. He's a he's a big Missile Wars fan. Has played many hours in the game, and he came up with some very interesting designs, and extra interesting because my last video was about a missile made by Lafuller, which was the shark, and this one here you see right in front of you. It's basically, it does the same, but it does not have the same weakness where it has to push up the block. Now, obviously, you're looking at this missile is huge, but comparing it to Redbone Stuff's design, this one goes through 10 blocks and does not need the, doesn't have any like exploits. So I just want to show it. I have it basically twice because there's a lot of like mechanisms going on in the middle, and I kind of want to show those as well. But it is super clever. But like when you look at it and you realize what's going on, it's surprisingly simple, and often super genius ideas are exactly that. So what you see here is basically a missile that's going to push through 10 blocks, and I have a 10-layer thick wall here, and I intentionally made it super high just to show that it does not share the weakness that the shark missile had. But this thing is now going to push through, and as you can look at the pistons at the front, you'll notice that the 4 pistons that are sort of at the top of the missile, those are the ones that push first, and then there's 4 pistons at the bottom, like the bottom half, and those push later. And that basically makes it so that the redstone block you're looking at right now will be pushed forward first, and that basically allows the 4 pistons in the middle to push that segment forward. This missile has 2 trigger TNTs at the back, and once it hits the wall, those will like detonate, and yeah, this will basically be massive collateral damage. TNT flying everywhere. So it's a really good, and it makes this, you know, sort of like a drill head. Like it makes it like a proper tunnel. This is a proper tunnel bore machine. So let's look at that again, so we can actually see some of the stuff that's happening on the inside. You maybe notice some of the sideways pistons that Alex decided to put in, and those are needed in order to basically supercharge the pistons in the middle. So you see the piston there, but it's funny though. So when you look at it at the side, just to see like how sort of basic it is on the outside, the top 2 rows basically have 1 piston delay, and the I can actually fly through here now. And at the bottom, you see there's like 1 extra piston of delay, and that's just enough to cause that like difference in pushing that allows the 4 pistons in the front to be pushed forward. And it's this like supercharged mechanism that makes sure that stuff gets pushed forward fast enough within the like 1 tick difference between the top 2 layers and the bottom 2 layers. So we'll just have this hit the walls again and have it ignite. Now, obviously not as big of an explosion, but just so we can see the mechanism. So that's the ridiculously overpowered tunnel bore machine. And what you see here now, this is the second design, is basically an improved version of the Juggernaut. Alex took the Juggernaut design from Missile Wars and decided to like eliminate some of its weaknesses. Now I have to add though that like some of the weaknesses on the original Juggernaut were intentional, but the thing he did right now is actually kind of really cool. So I'm just going to launch this. It looks really cool from the front, like the way this missile is set up. It's very aesthetically pleasing. But the cool thing is that the ignition system is sort of at the center of the machine. When this thing hits the wall, you can't actually see the TNT being ignited. but this thing does a lot of damage due to the placement of the TNT. So you can hear it now, and you can sort of somewhat see it. But like the amount of damage this does, this was a 10 thick wall, and look at that, it's completely ludicrous. So again, this missile is probably a little bit on the overpowered side, if we intend to add it to Missile Wars 2, which I'm actually highly considering. Yeah, I want to show it again, but now so that you can see the interior of the design. There's another like mechanical gameplay-wise thing about this missile, and that is that the TNT actually lands on the redstone block I'm looking at right now. That makes it so that when it ignites, it's actually impossible to disable the ignited TNT, and that's something that the original design did not have. As you can see, this will move forward now onto that. So it's kind of like, it's sort of a mix of a Guardian and a Juggernaut as to the way the TNT is placed. Okay. So Alex, that's jumping around right now, he actually made a whole bunch of other slime block missile designs, some of which will probably, maybe, perhaps end up in Missile Wars 2, which is, you know, sort of a quote-unquote work in progress at the moment. Now, these missiles, I'm not going to do a tutorial on right now, but what I will do though is I will take the time to turn these into like one commands for north, south, east, west, so that you can summon them into your world and activate them and have them like blow up stuff and like mess around with it, because I think that's a very, very like good idea. So Alex, thanks a lot for sharing your amazing designs. Yeah, hopefully we'll see more interesting stuff from you. He does not have a YouTube channel, and I think he has like way too much other stuff to do to be worried about that sort of stuff. But he did want to really have people check out his designs, and I think they are amazing, and I hope you guys like them as well. So if you do, be sure to leave a like on the video, and yeah, major thanks to Alex, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.